whenever we bought our old house, I never intended for it to be like a shop, you know what I mean? It was just gonna be where the lawnmower went, where the snowblower went. And then like as things evolved, whenever I was working for my dad, like it just slowly evolved into like a little shop, and then built like a lumber rack on the side, and then just started like acquiring stuff and investing in my tools. And I look back at it all the time, and just like, I don't know how I worked in that space. Everything had to shut down, or I'd go run errands while it cured, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't move. Like here in this space, I can like do like 3 different projects at once and kind of like orchestrate everything like so that nothing stops. Like I feel like I can do the work of 2 or 3 people in a bigger space like this. But that smaller space kind of like trained me in a way where I can, like it forced me to be very efficient. Yeah, I just started kind of like posting some of my work on social media and stuff, and Charlottetown is gonna Charlottetown, and word of mouth and stuff like that. And had guys like Chris Francis and Suzanne from Rossum and Nathan from Quartzside all reach out to me around the same window of time. And, you know, like these were up and coming businesses, and they wanted to build a space that kind of stood out versus other businesses or big box stores, you know what I mean? That give them that appeal. And they brought me in. I remember like meeting with Nathan at his first location, and he was like, I heard you do good work. I kind of laughed at that. And yeah, built him like a sneaker wall to showcase his shoes, because he just had slat wall originally. And then still working with him to this day, and I've done so much work for him. And all of our buds in the city are so great at their own trade. And then everybody's coming together. Like, I feel like that's what makes like Charlottetown so special. And I see it happening in Summerside as well. I'm a cheese ball, man. Like there's things to me, like when a client comes back and wants more stuff, I feel like that's my moment. That was always a goal when I first started, was to be able to create a collection for a family's home. Like everything from side tables, coffee table, dining table, eventually chairs, to be able to create a collection like that for custom made to fit that customer's lifestyle. Like that's a big one for me. So like I've had a few customers that have been back multiple times and have upwards of 8 to 10 pieces of mine in their home, and they're gorgeous homes in their own right. And then my pieces are in there. Like I feel like that's a good news story for me. So a lot of it is like typical Charlottetown word of mouth. A lot of it's from interior designers that I've worked with and architects. And a lot of times it's the homeowners reaching out to me directly, which is cool. And like either they've seen my work around or they've seen it on social media. I'd say there's like 35-40% of my work goes off island now, which is really cool. I'd say 3/4 of my summer work is stuff on the mainland, which is funny to say. Yeah, and like New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, some really cool custom homes and businesses. Like I remember before I went on my own, like I'd work 8 to 10 hours a day with my dad, get home, eat supper, and then go back out to the shop and work till 10 or 11 o'clock at night. I feel like the writing was on the wall. Everybody kind of saw it coming in a way. And the one that sticks to me the most was when I hinted to my dad that I was going to go on my own. And, you know, like now that I'm in the position that I'm in now, I see it from his perspective at the time. But like I was a valuable part of his business, and clients wanted me on the jobs doing the work, and he's trying to book ahead for that. And he just said to me, he's like, you're going to fucking starve. And he said it with a straight face. And my dad can be intimidating, especially when he said that. Next thing you know, he started stopping by the shop and seeing what I was working on. And he was just like, how did you get that job? And like sometimes I told him, got it from Instagram and it paid good. You know what I mean? Like or just word of mouth. And he's like, oh, that's a different design detail. I'm like, yeah, I designed that. You know what I mean? And my dad was always good at like working with interior designers and stuff. And I watched that from afar. And yeah, like it took like whenever I built these businesses that I realized that, oh my God, I've got that same eye. I know some people just don't want to hear about the process. I am all about the process, like down to the 32nd, the 64th, to whatever species of wood, and just get in the car with me here. Like, let's make this really great. I've had moments like that, like with every client in a way. We had a beer or we ate some pizza and we just kind of like hammered it out, just spitballed. And then I'll do up a preliminary design and then send it off to them. And then they'll send me photos of things that they like too, that for inspo and shape. And then I'll just take even like a lot of those pictures that they would send to me, for example, like there's some elements that I take out of it that they didn't even expect. And like being able to create like Town City, knowing like that's such a special place. Like every town needs to have that core shop where, like, I don't know, like kids don't do it as much now, but like there'd always be that shop kid just hanging around. And to be able to make it welcoming, but like really like grab you when you walk in, like, okay, this isn't like your average store. Like this isn't a Zoomies. I was kind of like at a moment, like whenever I first went on my own, I jumped off that cliff. And we were at that moment where, you know, like we just had Bo at our old place and the place got a lot smaller. And I grew out of this shop years before, but I was just dealing with it, going with the flow, making it work, right? So it was like, let's do this. You know, off the cliff I went, you know what I mean? And we listed the house, got a good price for the house, bought the lot, and got everything rolling. And my dad, God bless my dad, he helped with the build. And, you know, his knowledge is, man, that man knows so much. I was exhausted. So like Rach would come up with little Bo in my parents' golf cart. And you could hear them coming because you could hear Bo just yammering on. It was the cutest thing. We'd be on the roof, like sheathing the roof, and all you could hear is Bo coming down the hill in the golf cart. It was, oh my God, the cutest thing. And then also too, my friend Scott would fly here from Collingwood, Ontario, once a month for an extended weekend. So 4 or 5 day weekend, or probably 4 day. And we would work seriously like 12 to 14 hour days. And he came here, worked for free. So we fed him, bought him beer, you know, kept him hydrated. And that was huge. Like, he's like my best bud. It meant the world to me that he would literally fly here and he would stay at my parents' house too. And we just literally like roll out of bed and come here. We'll work till, yeah, oh my God, so late. Rach would just like show up with pizza or food because we wouldn't stop. We just keep working. Because like, not only did I build my house, but I'm building like all the furniture, or as much as I can. And trying to do that on the weekends. So I try not to do any commission work on the weekends and just focus on the home build out. And I'm constantly thinking 5 steps ahead. And I have such a cool plan for the outside over here in the house, and then like growing hops over here, and the furniture pieces I have like lined up in here and in a little black design book that I have for the inside. I cannot wait to do those because each piece is its own vibe, and what they're going to bring to the space, I'm really excited for. Like, I kind of want to nail things, like everything's like really like concrete, white oak, but then all the furniture is walnut, right? So yeah, I talk to my wife all the time about like how much Bo is taking in, like even telling her stuff in the shop here and how she just randomly blurts it out, like she was like talking about like white oak and riffs on white oak yesterday in the house, like randomly. And I'm like, forced me to slow down. And the times that she barrels in the door and wants to come hang out with me and build stuff and it forces me to slow down and explain things to her. Embrace this moment, because I'll never have a moment like this ever again. She'll be like playing in the front yard, or she'll run by the garage door here and she'll wave at me and be all goofy and just make me smile. Sometimes I need that. Like, I have a little note there that one time I had to come out here in the shop one night and work late, and I couldn't put her down. So Rachel put her down to sleep, but she was so upset that I had to go back to work, and she made Rachel write a note and say, I hope you have a good day. And then Bo like put her like little scribbles at the bottom, and she wanted it left at the door so that whenever I come in, I see it. And I hung on to that. I have it right there at the end of my table. Like, I look at it every day. Just, oh man, I don't know. It turned me into a softie. I thought I was like pretty chill, but like, oh man. And then like the little pictures of her on the wall, like, oh geez. Yeah, if I'm ever having a rough day, I just look at that like little collage or that like little letter. And like, yeah, she left a little white rock on it the other day. And I'm like, oh my God.